Velvet Doom lipstick for when you kiss 'em goodbye. In a city where the rain don't wash away the sins, only two things last: regret and good lipstick. Velvet Doom, the only lipstick tested under interrogation lamps and safe house fluorescence. Smudge proof, secret proof, FBI agent proof. She wore it when she shot her husband's mistress and when she made bail. Now available in colors like redacted rose, morning after mauve, snitch slap scarlet, and everyone's favorite, blackmail berry. Velvet Doom, 'cause in this town, a girl's got to look good when she's leaving someone for dead. Sold exclusively at Lou Carbone's Porn and Beauty, the back of Harlow Blonde's nightclub, and any alley behind a jazz club after 3 a.m.
The real Cinderella. Ashes to ashes, blood to glass. Once upon a time, in a kingdom where smiles were currency and silence was survival, there lived a girl named Ella, not Cinderella. That name, that lie, came later, when the fairy tales were sold to little girls and royalty needed good PR. Ella lived in a house that stank of mildew, locked windows, and lavender-scented rot. After her mother's funeral, her father, too drunk on grief or gin, no one ever figured out which, remarried a woman with the voice of a harp and the heart of a wasp. Lady Genevieve and her two porcelain doll daughters arrived like termites, smiling, painted, and quietly hungry. By winter, Ella's name was forgotten. They called her Cinder Wench for the soot under her fingernails, Ash Girl for how she slept by the hearth. She was 13 when her father fell off the roof. The roof was flat. The death was ruled a divine accident. But Ella heard the creak of boots that night, 3 sets. And so the girl with burn-scarred hands and calloused feet did the chores. She cleaned bloodstains no one explained. She sharpened knives she wasn't allowed to use. She smiled when commanded. Because Ella had learned, girls who cry disappear, and girls who obey live another day. But she didn't plan to obey forever. Years passed, and the prince announced a royal ball. Rumors swirled of a curse on the crown, how his lovers died in their sleep, lips blue as bruises, eyes wide with fear. But what did that matter? The girls still flocked. Hunger for a man with power outweighs rumors of death. Ella's stepsisters shrieked in glee, fitting into corsets like snakes into bottles. Ella asked if she might attend. Lady Genevieve laughed. You'd shatter the mirrors, dear. The prince wants a lady, not a corpse in rags. So Ella smiled and said nothing, just like always. Then she went to the cellar. Down there in the dark, where her father used to whisper lullabies and now only rats lingered, Ella opened the iron-bound trunk. Inside was her mother's dress, black lace, moth-eaten, but elegant in a way that made the candles flicker like they were scared. She slit her palm and whispered her mother's name, Liliane. The shadows moved, the dress rose. Something old and forgotten slipped into the room. "Do you want to be free, child?" the voice asked, not with words, but with cold breath and a stench like wilted roses. Ella didn't flinch. "Make me unforgettable." When she stepped into the ballroom, everything stopped. Her dress was midnight and oil slick, her hair coiled like smoke. The prince, pale and smiling too wide, grabbed her hand and whispered, "You smell like death. I like that." They danced. He didn't blink. She didn't breathe. At midnight, the magic waned. The hem of her dress was crawling with worms. Her shoes, glass, sharp and biting, cut her with every step. But she didn't stop. Pain was familiar. Pain was home. Then she ran, as if on cue, because curses need drama. She left the slipper, of course. She also left something else in his pocket. A shard of mirror, tainted with her blood, and her mother's. The next week he came, crown on his head, slipper in hand, smile sharp enough to cut bone. He tried the shoe on Genevieve, too small. Tried it on the daughters. One chopped her toes, the other her heel. The shoe drank it all. Then he found Ella in the cellar. She didn't greet him, just stared. "You're the one," he whispered, licking his lips. "No," she said, standing tall, blood dripping from her cracked heel. "I'm the end." The slipper shattered in his hands, slicing his throat. As he gurgled, she took the crown from his dying fingers. Lady Genevieve was found hanging from the rafters, eyes plucked out. The sisters vanished. Some say they wander the woods barefoot, sobbing, shoes nailed to their hands. As for Ella, she ruled for a time, a queen with no king, a girl with cinders in her smile and revenge in her bones. They still call her Cinderella, but only because Ash Queen terrifies children. And the real story? It don't end with happily ever after. It ends with silence and the sound of glass cracking. For more tales like this, subscribe and hit the like button.